the building. And somehow, this young man became so kind of depressed enough that he decided to just, I don't know, like he decided to just go and kill himself. And while he was also falling off the cliff to kill himself, then he just realized that that person that told him now, that person said, John, your girlfriend is pregnant and she has killed herself. Well, number one, his name is not John. He has no girlfriend. Okay? Talk less of having one that was pregnant. But it was too late. Because at that point, it was already at the bottom of the cliff. I don't remember the full story, but it's something like that. Okay? And that's what comes to my mind. Talking about this propaganda that these guys spewed. Hey, go and tell people that the Igbos, everywhere we go, hey, you go to this place now, the Igbos get all these shops. Yes, say the Igbos don't buy all the houses within this place. Oh, God. Very soon, this Igbo will be the owners of this lake also. If you go to Ajigule, if you go to Okiniko, if you go to, they are buying everything. They have shops everywhere. It won't be like, say, on Anambra a day, when it is so not true. But because it is a planned propaganda, it will sound like it's true. I also saw that if you see all of them selling this Akube, the Igbos, you see them everywhere. We don't even know how they are making all this money. They have bought all the houses in Balogun. They've bought all the houses at Saleko. Can you imagine the whole street like this? One Igbo man, he just bought the entire building and he's building a multi-flat there. Now, let's now break it down. Initially, it's just to make you feel like it is such a bad thing that the Igbos comes to your place, okay, to invest, where they needed to set up their shops. They pay their rent. They meet the landlord, who is mostly Yoruba landlord. So the Yoruba landlord who give out the shops to the Igbos to run their business. Then, what do you call it? The local government area, wherever this their business is, we now go there and start giving them tickets because they have to give them ticket tax to pay some money every day. For those of you who have been to markets, all right? Now, the local government will make money from them, okay? Majority of them too, they are tenants in the houses owned by Yorubas or let's say by non-Igbos. So they still pay what? They still pay rent into that community, that same economy. Then some of them who are now beyond paying rent, they want to expand their business or they want to invest in the real estate and the rest of that. Then one Omologun Ajebiriki, one Akoti later, that inherited his parents' house, who wants quick money, the one that couldn't really work for himself, who wants quick money, is interested in whoever can pay that quick money, and he can sell his father's property that he inherited. An Igbo man with money, looking for a choice property to buy, to invest in that same community, that same economy. Okay? The economy whereby it is business, so whether real estate, whether buying and selling, is contributing directly, positively to that community. You are now told it's a threat to you. It's coming to take everything from you. And the question is, what is he coming to take from you? That you are selling your own inheritance to those who are ready to pay cash. And they paid you. You blow the money, you join the APC, and then you hate the Igbos for now owning the property because this used to be where your parents, where you were born and raised. It is now Chukwuemeka's Plaza. This is where you were born and raised. This is where your mama was married. This was where your papa built his first house in the 70s. You are in your 50s now. You have already sold the place. The place is now a business owned by somebody else. Then you met a political party that created no economy for you, economy to make you kind of strive enough that you can become somebody like your parents. They did not create an educational system that will actually empower you, that you can become anything you want, and create an economy that will actually suit your kind. The people that took all of that away from you, then they turn to you. You need to be very careful. The Igbos are coming to take your land, though. The Igbos are coming to come and take your job, oh. Then you decided to wear the basket, the akpere, like a madman and a mad woman that you are. And you enter market and you started screaming, Igbos are coming, oh, we need to be very careful of Igbos, oh, our people, they are coming to take your job, oh. When a trailer can't jam you, when you are dying, in that your dying state, you now realize that, number one, you do not even have any land. Number two, you are jobless. You don't even have any job. Number three, you are just a pure agbero. In their book, you are just a number, not even a real citizen. All right? And what is that the Igbos are coming to take from you? But if you pay attention very well, who are those who are making our people homeless, destroying their houses, their homes, for development that will never happen, only for them to steal your land? All across the place, who are those who are sending your people to under the bridge, and taking their land in the name of your document is not genuine? Who are those doing that? Who are those taking your property forcefully without compensation? Your fellow Yoruba Runukus, the criminals who are telling you the Igbos are coming.
He has no job. He has
like that. It don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. But since you don't join APC, it go make sense to you. You don't get house, you don't get land, you don't get job, you don't get life. The APC that took all of that away from you, election come, they say, the Igbos are coming, we must protect Yoruba heritage. Say Yoruba heritage not to be beggars. Bambi Allah, is that our heritage? They made our people poor. Come weaponize the poverty. Come now spread the fear of, they are coming to take your this or that. Say, what are they coming to take from me? Except these criminals who are going to be interested in taking my property. They have the power to. And they will tell me to go to court. I will never get justice. I will never have anywhere to run to. I will have to keep quiet and get ready to fight because the Igbos are coming to take it from me. Lebanese are not problems. Okay? Lebanese are not problems. Indians are not problems. Chinese are not problems. Our people are being chased away from their lands in the hinterland, going on to Ekpe, going to Lekki, all those Lekki Ekpe Peninsula. Our people are being made homeless. Their communities are being called shanties. But now the Igbo man, they come, can't take them. In our forests, Fulani terrorists are giving us conditions that if we want peace, they don't take over this forest. More will leave them for them. Or else, our women, our aged, our youth, our farmers, our women, our traders, they will continue to be the victims of kidnapping, attacks, massacre, burning, all the economic, sabotage against our people. See, our people are so poor now because majority of them can no longer afford the food they bring to them. They can't afford it. Food day, but they can't afford it. But before now, our people will kind of farm, grow their own food. But now they can't. I mean, you get money for ransom. Do you? All of these are the existing threat to us. And to you, we no get brain. These guys don't give a damn about that. Yoruba conservative Omuale. You read all these misleading lunatics on social media. Majority of them are living abroad, though, also shouting racism. They hate the black. You see, all these white people hate us. All these white people, they hate us. But they are the most horrible tribalistic animals. You live abroad, Abi. You want to tell us about racism. But when it comes to Nigeria, you're supposed to say black to black. I'm sorry, the network is, I don't know if it is network or so. It's kind of acting up. Apologies for that, okay? Sometimes it can be so crazy. And I might actually need to kind of like, let me see. I might need to kind of refresh the whole thing. So anyway, I just thought I should add that, you know, like I said, my line is pretty much opened. And I know that some people are already like giving it a shot. So sorry about this, okay? For some reason, I don't know, the network kind of acted up there, and I hope it gets better. So maybe you should refresh. Can you refresh your screen? Hello there, my caller. Can you hear me?
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's breaking.
You can hear me, but it is breaking, right? That's crazy.
Okay, it's clear now. Okay, now it's clear.
Now, yeah.
Now it's
so yeah, people should try and refresh it. Okay, refresh it. It's that's one thing about the network and all that. Okay, it's really, really crazy, man. I hope it gets better, Sha. How are you, Baba?
Yeah, hopefully. It's on the great show and the efforts. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Yes, talking about traditional rulers.
You know what I'm gonna do now? The African Wahala. Let me hang in there for just a minute, okay? Let me get out of this and see what I can do about this network acting up. It's so crazy, okay? But bear with me. Stay on the line, by the way. Don't go anywhere.
It will be good for you to look beyond
So I'm going to need
your office, because you are not going to be there all the time. It's good to look beyond. You see the elder statesman there, Chief Odige Oyegun, was once a governor. He's not anymore now. Everybody knows that it's transient. Everybody knows. But you look beyond. Look at the bigger picture. Look at how one day you can also sit and be, when you are no longer the governor, everybody can still give you respect. More respect even. It will be good for you to look beyond your office, because you are not going to be there all the time. It's good to look beyond. You see the elder statesman there, Chief Odige Oyegun, was once a governor. He's not anymore now. Everybody knows that it's transient. Everybody knows. But you look beyond. Look at the bigger picture. Look at how one day you can also...
I don't know if this will fix it. By the way, I really do hope it does. Or else it's just going to ruin the rest of the afternoon, and we just have to call it quits. Let's hope this fixed it anyway. The African Wild, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Grand. Really sorry about that, okay? So I had to go quickly check and see if I had to like refresh and all that, come out of here. So let's hope this one works now, okay?
Yeah, I think it looks better now. It sounds better too.
It does, okay, great. Now, thanks so much for joining me. You can unleash your own contribution now, kind of.
Yes. So I wanted to talk about traditional institutions and the mentality of the people. The people really, really need to change their mentality as far as traditional rulers are concerned. The respect that they have for traditional rulers, people need to pipe down on that respect. Obviously, what Nigeria has done is it made traditional institutions less powerful than political institutions. Now, for the benefit of the common man, regardless who has more power, if it's the politicians or the traditional rulers, as far as the people are getting dividends and benefits of living in a society that makes sense, then it wouldn't really matter who has more power. But in the current Nigerian structure, we've all agreed that the politicians are murderers. But these traditional institutions, these rulers, these obas and ezes and all these other guys, they expect us to keep on having that same subservient attitude towards them. But in exchange, they are slaves to the politicians. Corrupt politicians, they go behind our backs, collect money from politicians to enrich themselves. Politicians pay them money so that they will tell us to support those politicians when it's time for elections. But in reality, we are the only ones that lose because the politicians are wealthy, multi-billionaires. That's what the politicians are from stolen wealth. Then the Obas and all these Ezes and all these other local traditional rulers, they get crumbs from the tables of the politicians. So they are beneficiaries of the corrupt system of Nigeria. And the only losers are us. And I know people get very emotional about their Obas. Some will tell you that, oh, our Oba is our God, our traditional institution is our God. We worship them. I mean, you can worship wherever you want to worship. But if you're worshiping a mere man that is a slave to a corrupt politician, then I don't have any respect for you. And you become a threat to me because there is so much power in a crowd. And if a crowd of people are following traditional rulers that have no good intention for us, then you become a threat to the rest of us. People really need respect that they have for these traditional institutions. These guys are useless. They have nothing to bring to the table. It's part of the revolution that we need to implement is from our minds. We need to stop respecting these traditional institutions. They bring nothing but poverty to the table. They expect us to be subservient to them while they remain subservient to corrupt politicians and nothing for us. We are the ones that suffer it. The same way that we are sick and tired of fake pastors, all these fake religious rulers, that's the same energy that we should put towards these traditional institutions. They all collaborate. Religious institutions collaborate with the political institutions as well as the traditional institutions. The religious rulers will tell followers, God put those politicians in power. Pray for them. They will do better. But we know that these politicians are drug dealers and killers. Then the traditional institutions will come around and say, ẹ jẹ́ ká dìbò fún APC. Yorùbá ni APC o, ẹ jẹ́ ká dìbò fún. But at the end of the day, that evil traditional ruler, whether it's the Alake or the Awujale or wherever, Oba, wherever, they collect money from these drug dealers. And that's why they have money, the traditional rulers, while we, the people, suffer. People need to reevaluate how much respect that they place on these traditional institutions. And that's my contribution for today, brother.
Thank you so much, the African Wahala, right? Well, I have another caller on the line. Yeah, hello. Hang on.
Hello, good
Is that
morning.
Charm? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for your hard work and all that you do. It's a
Thank you very much.
very insightful show as always. Sorry. Okay, so um sorry, 1 second. Regarding the Oba or the people who want to take the Oba to court.
Are you properly awake, Charm? Should we give you some few
I
minutes
am I'm just
to possibly
I'm
sort
just trying
yourself?
to
You're
I'm just
right.
trying to mute the TV. Yeah, I was just trying to mute the TV. It
Okay.
was too loud.
So I felt you're like struggling to kind of put yourself there together. I'm like, you okay?
So
Uh,
sometimes, because anyway, I was just trying to mute the TV. That's why
all right.
sometimes it's a bit weird. So anyway,
So
so yeah,
as
with
long as you're
regards to
okay
the
anyway,
Oba
so
of
that's
Benin,
clear.
the people
Go
who
on.
want to vote, yeah. So I think because if you go on the chat, there's a lot of back and forth regarding the Oba, the institution of traditional rulers, and things like that. On one hand, right, I have some respect for the traditional rulers because if you look at it historically, and if you consider that they were the first people to interact with the so-called colonizers, and they did put up a strong fight against the colonizers, right? So there was a healthy respect even from the colonizers about with regards to those institutions and the understanding that if they wanted to colonize people, they would have to pull down those institutions. They will have to neutralize those institutions in order to have a chance, right? So we can't, just kind of like wave them away, right? Because of what they have become today, or what modernization and democracy have turned, the institutional rulers to. Because if you remember, these are the people that had to fight. These were the people that had to, stop the colonizers when they were coming, when they were trying to, take the land and take the people and things like that.
Yeah,
Before,
those who
I mean,
did
obviously,
resist at the
I don't know if
time,
you understand.
right?
Exactly, they were the ones who resisted at the time. So there is a healthy respect. There should be a healthy respect for them. But what they have become today, and I say that is because of the influence of the so-called modernization and the influence of democracy. It's not an
Like
institution
there's no
that
place for
has been
them
about.
in this whole thing,
There
to
is,
be honest.
yeah, there is a place for them,
No,
but
I mean like
it has to.
by law, there is no place. They didn't provide any place for them. They have no, they have no influence. They have no uh, constitutionally assigned role. They have no real role. They are just there.
That's
Did you
that's
know
what I think.
that?
Yeah, they're just there, and I don't really think that they should have, in terms of the law and
More
constitution, if they
responsibilities,
should
right?
yeah, I don't think that, because it's the people. I feel like it's the people who believe in the institution of the traditional rulers. So therefore, right, they shouldn't have any kind of government interaction, so to speak. It should be rulers to subjects, or the people who believe in you, if you understand where I'm coming from, right? Such that even the funding of those institutions, the traditional rulers, should not have anything to do with government or politics or politicians. It should have to do with the people, because the people are the ones who believe in you. They believe in that authority that you have. So therefore, any kind of funding, any kind of you know administration or whatever that comes to you should come from the people and should be excluded. Shouldn't have any kind of government or politicians' influence.
Influence,
I
yeah.
don't know if you understand where I'm
I
coming
do.
from, but that's not the case that we have today, and that's again just like African. I think it was African Wahala that spoke just now. That's the point I agree with him, is that a lot of the institutions that we have today, because they work hand in hand with the government, and you have a lot of government, politicians and everything all over the place interacting with these institutions, right? They don't have the kind of voice that they ought to have, because ordinarily, someone was saying that, oh well, you're seeing your land go, be flooded, or being overrun with cultists and things like that. You're not doing anything about it. with all due respect, there's not a lot they can do about it. They don't have that kind of authority, like you said. They don't have that kind of voice, because it hasn't been given to them. It has been taken away from them, so to speak, right? So that all that they can do is parrot what the politicians tell them to parrot, or parrot what the government tells them to parrot. But if they had separated that, separation of the politics of the day from the traditional rulers, knowing that the government doesn't have to pay your traditional rulers anything. If you people want to keep your traditional rulers because you believe in them and because you believe in their authority, then you guys fund them. Do you understand
So
where I'm
that
coming
then take
from?
you back to what the African Wahala said, Charm.
Yeah.